欢迎继续收看佛学英文这一堂课。Welcome back to the Basic Buddhist English. Let's read a few sentences first, and then we will analyze the contents in order to understand what is the Buddha Dharma. Repeat after me. Meditation is for those who are born without having it all together, mindfully attending to the sensation of the breath. A tranquility and insight exercise is politically, economically, and spiritually the practice of peacefulness. Meditation is not straining or striving. It is a relaxation. The back should be straight, not tense. An insight meditation exercise for the development of clear, mindful awareness. The Buddha taught us to observe closely the movements of the body and the mind. Repeat. Meditation is for those who are born without having it all together, mindfully attending to the sensation of the breath. A tranquility and insight exercise is politically, economically, and spiritually the practice of peacefulness. Meditation is not straining or striving. It is a relaxation. The back should be straight, not tense. An insight meditation exercise for the development of clear, mindful awareness. The Buddha taught us to observe clearly the movements of the body and the mind. In our last class, we illustrated a story of a king who was marching to war, came near the place where an enlightened man was living. The king was very powerful, and the king was leading his army to fight against his enemy. But in his mind, he was anxious, he was empty. He didn't know what is the value, what is the meaning of life. What is the purpose of living a life or fighting or engaging in a war? Therefore, respectfully, he approached, paid homage, and asked the Holy One, will you tell me the Buddha's teachings? For I have a little time, and I may even be killed this very day. The king approached respectfully, pay homage to the Enlightened One, and ask the Holy One in a very humble and honest way, will you tell me the Buddha's teachings? In the king's mind, the Buddha's teaching is the most valuable thing. He believed the Buddha's teaching could solve the problems of his life. Therefore, he asked the Holy One, will you tell me the Buddha's teachings? Why I am so anxious to know the resolution? Because I have very little time. Because the king was in a hurry, in a great hurry to war. He had a little time. And the king was not sure whether he would survive from the war or not. He doubted he might be killed in the war. Therefore, he asked the Holy One, will you tell me the Buddha's teachings? For I have little time and may even be killed this very day. The king doubted he would be killed that day, and he would like to learn the Buddha's teachings in order to make his mind peaceful, in order to have his life more meaningful. After the king put the question, the enlightened one looked upon this man in royal cloak and answered with but one word, awareness. The king looked upon this very man in royal cloak. Although this man who put the question, who wanted to know the Buddha's teachings, was very high in social status, was the most powerful one in the country. Very calmly, the Buddha looked upon this man in royal cloak. Royal refers to an emperor, a king. Royal cloak signifies the power, the authority of the king. He looked upon the man in the royal cloak and answered with but one word, awareness. The enlightened one didn't answer too long. The enlightened one didn't say too much, because in our life, awareness is the most important thing. If we are aware while we are alive, we can see clearly and understand what we are doing, what we are speaking, what we are thinking. Therefore, we understand who we are, what we are, why we are. We understand how to do in the most appropriate way, in the most proper way, in the dharmic way. We can be a good person. We can be a mindful person. We can be an enlightened person. It is because of awareness. If we have awareness, then we can observe and see clearly what is happening within us, what is happening outside us. We will not go astray. We will not mislead. We will go in the most suitable way. We will not commit crime. We will not commit sin. We will be a saint, a holy one, an enlightened one, an awakened one. Even when we are doing something, speaking some words or thinking some thoughts, if we have awareness, then we will do, we will speak, we will think in the most proper way. We will do everything according to the discipline, the meditation, the transcendental wisdom. We will not cheat us, and we will not be cheated by other people or the surrounding circumstance or the people around us or anything happening in ourselves. The awareness is the result of the practice of meditation. In Buddhism, there are various approaches to the transcendental wisdom. And the first step is to listen to the teachings of a certain master, or to read the Buddhist scriptures, or to read the books written by the ancient holy people. This is the wisdom from learning. The second step is to reflect on, or to examine what we have heard, what we have read, or what we have learned. To reflect on what we have learned from other people, from our teachers, from the books. We must examine, reconsider, reflect on it. Otherwise, the knowledge we get from other masters, from the books, from hearing, will be very superficial, will be the knowledge of other people, not ours. Very superficial knowledge. It is only after reflection that we can deepen the knowledge, that we can make the knowledge become ours. This is the second step of getting wisdom. And then, after reflection, we must put into practice. Put into practice means to do exercise in meditation or even in daily life. Sitting meditation is a good way to calm down our mind. It's a good way to develop our awareness. It's a good way to awaken ourselves, to enlighten ourselves. In this way, meditation is regarded as the most important exercise a Buddhist should practice from time to time. Of course, there are many techniques of meditation, and there are many meditation subjects which we can use to concentrate our mind and to observe our mind and our body. Meditation is varied according to the levels of the students, the temperament of the students, the place, the time of the students. In different time and a different place, we use different techniques of meditation. However, there is a very simple principle. We say meditation is for those who are born without having it all together. Meditation is designed for certain people. Of course, an enlightened person doesn't need to practice meditation. He is always in a state of tranquility. He is always in a state of awareness. He is always in a state of insight. An enlightened person or an awakened person is already in the tranquil state of mind. He doesn't need to practice meditation anymore, because an enlightened person knows how to control his mind, how to develop his mind, how to purify his mind. But for most ordinary people, we need to ask them to practice meditation. Meditation is for those who are born without having it all together. Meditation is designed for certain people. Meditation is for those who are born without. Who are born without means when the people were born and they could not concentrate their mind without having it all together. All together means putting together, means concentrated, means focus. Without having it refers to the mind. Without having it all together means with a wandering mind. It is the situation most people are. Most people are always in a situation of confusion, because most people are not concentrated, because most people are deluded, because most people are wandering away all the time. Most people cannot focus their mind upon a certain point. They are always looking for something. They are jumping from here to there just like a monkey. Their mind is confused. Their mind is deluded. Therefore, the Buddha taught us a technique to calm down the wandering mind. Meditation is for those who are born without having it all together. If we are having it all together, we don't need to practice meditation because our mind is concentrated, is focused, is clear, is aware already, that we can observe very exactly, very clearly what is happening within us and without us. However, if we reflect and find that our mind is wandering all the time, that we cannot have it all together, then we have to practice meditation. Meditation is a technique, it's a way, it's a tool of calming down our mind. Meditation is not the purpose. The meditation is not the final goal or the ultimate goal of our practice of Dharma. Meditation is only an approach, only a way, or a means to develop our mind. We have to reflect on ourselves. And if we find that our mind is confused, then we have to practice meditation. Mindfully attending to the sensation of the breath. Mindfully means that our mind is very clear, is in a very steady way. Attending to means paying attention to, means we pay very close attention to, mindfully attending to the sensation of the breath. Sensation is the feeling. The feeling comes from the touch of our sense faculties with its external corresponding object. For example, when our eyes touch the external corresponding objects, that means the visible objects, then we sense, we see something. This is a kind of sensation. The touch or the contact of our sense faculties with their external corresponding objects. That is the sensation. Sensation of the breath. We are alive. We are breathe in and breathe out all the time. When we are alive, we have to live on our breath. Without breath, we will die immediately. We breathe all the time. Once we breathe, then we have the contact or the touch of our nose with the external corresponding object, and that is the air. Once we breathe, we use our nose to contact, to touch the air. That is the sensation. If we breathe slowly, then we can sense the feeling of the air coming in and out of our nostril in a very peaceful way. If we breathe roughly or in a very short way, then we will feel very harsh way. The different ways of breath will produce different sensation. This is very important. The sensation of the breath. As a living being, we must regulate our breath. However, we breathe 24 hours a day. We breathe every moment. We don't pay attention to our breath. We don't know how the breath comes into our body, how the breath leaves out of our body. We don't know the process of breathing. Therefore, we don't know the sensation of our breath. It is a pity. Breath is the most important element of our life. Yet, we pay very little attention to the most important element of our life. Actually, money, wealth, clothes, social status, or popularity is the most unimportant thing to our life. However, we pay too much attention to those unimportant things. How funny we are. We are so funny that we pay a little attention to the most important thing, and yet we pay most attention to the most unimportant thing. We are miserable in this way. Therefore, the Buddha told us, if we want to live a happy life, a peaceful life, then we have to practice meditation. And to practice meditation, we must mindfully attend to the sensation of our breath. Just pay attention to the sensation of our breath. Just pay attention to the process of our breath in and the breath out. What the breath will affect in our nostril, how the breath will affect our nostril or on the tip of our nose. Just observe, pay attention to what is the effect of our breath. This kind of exercise is a tranquility and insight exercise. A tranquility insight means that we can calm down our mind through mindfully attending to the sensation of the breath. Because we focus our attention on the breath, on the sensation of the breath. We pay no attention to other objects. We just try to observe the sensation of the breath. We just focus our mind on a certain point, that is the sensation of breath. Then we will forget, we will release, we will let go of other things. Then our mind is calmed down, is concentrated, is focused. That is the tranquility exercise. Once our mind is going away, then we call back our mind to the sensation of our breath. And if we go further to observe the variation of our breath, the variation of our breath, the changes of our breath, the interaction between our breath and our physical body, and the interaction of our breath and our mind, then we can see clearly how the breath affects our mind, how the breath affects the peace of our mind. And then we will develop wisdom. We will develop insight. We will obtain the truth of our life and the universe. In other words, we will obtain the insight meditation. Therefore, mindfully attending to the sensation of a breath, of the breath, is also an insight exercise in addition to a tranquility insight. A very simple way of exercise, a very simple way of meditation, a very simple way of calming down and developing our insight. Just attending to the sensation of the breath. That is enough. This simple exercise is politically, economically, and spiritually the practice of peacefulness. It's politically, economically, and spiritually the practice of peacefulness. Means in politics, people are always fighting against each other. In politics, people are always cheating each other. In politics, people are always competing with others. However, if in the circle of politics, people can sit meditation, people can just mindfully attend to the sensation of the breath, then people will get the result of peacefulness. They will understand there is no use to cheat each other. And the most valuable thing in politics is to seek for the peace for the people, is to have the peace, the happiness for the people, not to step on other people, not to fight against other people, but to live peacefully with other people. Economically means in the field of economy. It costs no penny to observe the sensation of the breath. It costs nothing. It doesn't need to pay any penny for observing the sensation of the breath. And spiritually means in the field of our spiritual development. People want to develop their mind. Therefore, they want to develop their spiritual practice. No matter it is in the field of politics, in the field of economy, or in the field of spiritual development, paying attention to the sensation of the breath is an exercise of peacefulness. There will be no fighting, no war against each other. In sitting meditation and mindfully attending to the sensation of the breath, people will get the result of happiness and peace. And the people will understand that it is the best solution, the best way to bring peace, to bring happiness to the people. Meditation is not straining or striving. It is a relaxation. Many people misunderstand that meditation is to get something. Meditation is to do something. Or meditation is to strain our mind, to strain our physical body in order to concentrate our mind. And many people misunderstand that meditation is to strive for something, is to strive for a certain result, a certain ideal object. To strive for means to struggle for, to work very hard in order to get something. However, the Buddha taught us the meditation is not straining, is not struggling, is not striving, is not being nervous, is not to be anxious to have something. Meditation is only a relaxation. meditation is only to relax our body, to relax our mind, just to calm down our mind, not to get, not to grasp, not to take, but to let go of anything, to let go of any burden, to let go of our trouble, of our anxiety, of our mental action. Just to let go, to let go, to let go, to relax, physically and mentally. Please remember that meditation is not a kind of straining, struggling, striving, but it is a kind of relaxation. It is a kind of letting go of everything, just to raise of the peace of the mind, just to raise on the right here and the right now. Don't think about the past. Don't think about the future. Even don't think about the present, because the past, the future, or even the present is out of our touch, is out of our holding, is out of our grasping. We can hold on the past, the future, and the present. We can only rest on nothing. We can only rest on the peace of right here and right now. Just let go of everything. Don't worry about anything, of the future, of the past, or even of the present. When we sit meditation, the back should be straight, not tense. Some people misunderstand the meditation is a physical exercise. Is a kind of putting our physical body, our parts of our body in a certain position. However, please remember, sitting meditation is a relaxation. We ask the back should be straight, but not tense. Our back should be straight in a loosened way, in a restful way, in a peaceful way. Why we have to keep our back straight? The reason is to have our flow of mental energy or the vital energy flow freely through the so-called channels of energy. To keep our back straight can help our vital energy flow peacefully, smoothly throughout our whole body, through the energy channels. This is a requirement of sitting meditation. To keep back straight, but not in a tense way. not in a nervous way, not in a forceful way, not to enforce, to strain our back straight, not to struggle to keep our back straight, but to have our back straight in a very peaceful and restful way, not tense. If we keep our back tense, then our mind will be interrupted. Our vital energy will be interrupted, will be blocked at a certain point. It is not the way to sit meditation. To practice meditation has a certain requirements. The position is better to have a proper way. That means to keep our back straight, and if possible, to close our two legs in a full lotus position or half lotus position, and touch the tip of our fingers, and keep it on our knees in a very peaceful way. And then attentively observe the inflow and the outflow of our breath. The right position will help the proper flowing of our breath in and out of our nostril. The right position will help the concentration of our mind and also the purification of our mind. Because if we are not sitting in the proper position, then our energy or our vital wind will be interrupted in a very bad way. The above is the essential to tranquility meditation. As we understand, meditation has two aspects. The first level is tranquility meditation, which is to concentrate to calm down our mind by attending to the sensation of our breath. And the second level is to develop our wisdom. That is the so-called vipassana meditation, or in English we call it insight meditation. The Buddha showed us the correct way how to control our mind and how to purify our mind. To control our mind is the tranquility meditation. To purify our mind is the insight meditation. The insight meditation is a step further after we practice tranquility meditation. And the tranquility meditation must be accompanied by insight meditation. Otherwise, we will feel boring in practicing tranquility meditation. If we just focus our attention on a certain thing, for example, the sensation of the breath, we will feel boring. Therefore, we have to go further by observing the variation, the change of the sensation of our breath. For the development of clear, mindful awareness, the Buddha taught us to observe closely the movements of the body and the mind. For the development of clear, mindful awareness, as we understand that awareness is the most important thing in our life. And it is the only word that the Buddha gave the king. The Buddha just told the king awareness. However, how to develop the clear, the mindful awareness, the Buddha had the way. The Buddha taught us to observe closely the movements of the body and the mind. The Buddha gave us the technique. The technique is to observe closely. To observe closely means to observe in detail, in a very careful way, the movements of the body and the mind. The Buddha taught us pay attention to how our body moves and what is the change of our mind. And then we will understand that everything is impermanent, that everything can lead to suffering, and anything has no ego. And therefore, we may develop the wisdom. Thank you for joining us. Thank you again.